Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series as they are presenting the Murica 250 right here at Daytona International Speedway. All the red, white, and blue cars are in force here tonight. Very patriotic paint schemes, and we are going to see them all night long. And tonight I have with me none other than the majestic Dave Worrell. Dave, take it away, buddy.
All right, out there on track right now with the 52 of Shane, I'm sorry, Cart. He's up to speed lap. Looks like he's gonna hang out there up near the wall on this up to speed lap, try to get as much momentum as he can and drop it down to that yellow line to finish his qualifying off.
The 52 is Sean McCarrick right now, sporting a We the People Constitution on his back quarter panel. Once again, we talked about, or I mentioned the patriotic paint schemes, and that 52 looking very, very sharp. What could be more patriotic for America than the Constitution? That 52 hugging the wall, gonna drop down here, come around for his fast lap. You're gonna see a lot of these guys do this all night long. The 15 of Alex Green right now, he is on top of the speed charts. 15, not really running a patriotic scheme, but got a old faithful there, running his black, red, and yellow. Against auto parts speed perks on that machine. Mark Vega going to the top of the charts. And Dave, who are you watching?
Right now, I was looking at the 16 of Forrest Sparks, one of the master guys out there during that happy hour just before qualifying here tonight. Looks like he was only able to slot in 6th, falling to 7th now. I believe he does have both of his laps in though.
Sparks going across the line, good enough for 7th place at the moment. Don McCarrick in the 52, he's shut it down. He is currently on a pole by .007 seconds over the 04 of Mark Mann. David Booth in the 77 machine, right now he is tracking for 3rd place. He is coming around to complete his fast lap as he is down on the yellow line. If he can put that machine on pole or not. Anthony English in the 40 does take over the top spot from Sean McCarrick. In the 40 machine of English, the rookie here, taking over the top of the charts. David Booth shutting it down. I'm heading for pit road. 8 of Cody Over out on track, running his buddy check 22 paint scheme. Over right now sitting in 13th and is going to jump up into 7th. Good qualifying lap for him. A couple other drivers who are out on track right now. The 12 of Tristan Walker currently showing in a 4th spot. 8 Stewart in the 13 machine, running the U.S. Air Force red, white, and blue scheme. Dave, got your eye on anyone out there?
At the moment, I was looking at the 38 of Cody Levitt, but he was only able to slot in 15th on his first time lap. So hugging that yellow line now down the backstretch. Not sure if he's going to be able to have anything for that 40 of Anthony English. Something I've noticed though, KR, is these rookies, last week and this week, they're not scared to get out there and put them laps down, rub elbows with these veterans.
So the 38 of Cody Levitt right now coming around to complete his fast lap and hugging that yellow line. Across the line he goes, 15th up to 4th, so a big jump for Cody in the 38. Got Bellum in the 07, he is currently in 16th. See if he can improve his time. Jacob Sayers in the 39 machine rolling off of pit road. He's going to try and get that car up to speed. see where Mr. Gatham himself ends up in that 39. Derek Conley in the 28 running a spectacular red, white, and blue car. Hey, these drivers are qualifying. We are celebrating the birth of the great nation of the US of A here tonight. So these paint schemes all looking very sharp. You got one that you like over the others?
I honestly haven't seen one I really don't like so far here tonight. So I don't really have a favorite, but I was watching Derek Connolly go down the backstretch. That white with the American stripes on the side looks really, really sweet.
89 of Ken McCullough Jr. out on track now, running a red and white paint scheme. Coca-Cola on the side of that. Rod Flagg, our points leader coming into tonight's race. 23 machine has a 19-point lead over second place Rick Seabrands. And I have not seen Rick out here yet tonight, so this could be a big boost for Rod Flagg in the 23. Trying to open up the gap over his competitor here. Rod Flagg running the American flag right by the 23 there. America on the side of that. Very clean looking car, very sharp. Low key, I like it. All right, guys, while they wrap up qualifying, we're going to step away. We're going to play our national anthem. We'll be right back after this.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying starting to wrap up here, getting down to the final 30 seconds of it. Chris McCullough in the 42 just turned in a lap time. He is the last car out on track. He is the only car out on track, so everyone else has, for the moment, decided they are either going to qualify or not. Currently looking at Rod Flagg in the 23 machine on top of the speed charts. But with 10 seconds left to go in qualifying, doesn't look like anyone is going to come around and challenge him for that spot. So, Rod Flagg picking up early pole position here, putting a stamp on his dominance so far. He's had quite a few poles, 2 wins for the season so far. And as I mentioned, a 19-point lead on the field. Now we're looking at Drivers starting to take to the grid. That means it's time to go through our starting lineup. Row number 1, Rod Flag in the 23 machine on pole. Can Rod Flag pick up his 3rd win of the season here tonight? So far, he is doing what he needs to do to get it done. Derek Conley in the 28 machine, going to start on his outside. Row number 2 will be Nate Stewart in the 13 machine and Anthony English in the 40. Row 3 will be the 62 of Les Levy and the 95 of James Mayer. Row 4 will be Travis Elliott in the 51 and Chris McCullough in the 42 will be starting on the outside. Row number 5, Tristan Walker in the 12 machine and Daniel Harrington in the 82.
Starting inside row.
It'd be row 6.
Yeah, it's messed up. Go ahead.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
That's all right. I'll get it from here then. All right. Row 6 will be the 7 of Josh Milam and Cody Levitt in the 38 on his outside. Row 7, Sean McCarrick in the 52 and the 89 of Ken McCullough. Row 8 will be a Mark Mann in the 04. Oh yeah, you know what we're talking about, Mark. And the 77 of David Booth. I had to have a talk with David. I don't like how he's running my number. Don't have a win yet. Get one tonight. Row 9 will be the 1 machine of Mark Vega. And on his outside will be the 8 of Cody Ober. Row 10, David Overstreet in the 02 machine and Scott Bellum in the 07. Row 11 will be the 39 of Jacob Gadam Stayers and the 15, Mr. Excitement himself, Alex Green. Row 12 will be the 116 of Mike Schultz and the 35 of Doug Rice. Row 13, Eric Carline in the 22 and Forrest Sparks in the 16 machine. Row 14, Cody Eldred and Robert Duvendak. Row 15, Chase Berry in the 11 and the 2 of David McCullough. And row 16 will be Will Weber as race control. He won't actually be out there. But thank you, Will Weber, for being out here keeping these drivers in check. We appreciate that. Not a fun job. Somebody's got to do it. The field working its way down this Daytona backstretch. Drivers anxious to get going. A lot of red, white, and blue paint jobs out here tonight. Gonna be some great racing all night long. 35 of Doug Rice, last week's race winner, finds himself in the middle of this pack here, starting 24th. We'll see if he can pull off another win. Make it 2 in a row. Can anyone catch up to Rod Flag in the points? Here we go. Ford Buttstain out of the way. Drivers getting up to speed now as they get on the throttle. We are green flag for 100 laps here at Daytona and the Murica 250. We're gonna have 3 stages. These guys are going to put on a show all night long. Rod Flag on the inside, Derek Conley on the outside, the 13 machine and Nate Stewart tucked in right on the back bumper of the 23, but Anthony English on the 40, he's right there behind the 28 as well. So those 2 cars already pushing very hard, trying to build as much speed as they can. Dave, these guys are sending it off into turn 3 already.
Yeah, already still just double file. Last week, double file 3 wide most of the race at Talladega, but here at Daytona, nobody wasting time yet again. Still side by side, releasing a lap 1, heading back into turn 1.
Down into turn 1 they go. Rod Flag with the advantage over Derek Conley in the 28. The 95 of James Mayer, he is the 3rd car in that outside lane. Trying to get to the back bumper of the 40 of English, build that momentum on the outside lane. These drivers all got to mind their temperatures running that close. We saw a couple engines pop in practice. About 3 laps is as hard as you can push before your engine lets go. So that's something to keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind, we do have stages, as I mentioned, lap 25 when they cross the start-finish line. Will be the end of stage number 1. Should we have a caution that will overlap that, race control hopefully will let us know. Had some issues last race. We're a little behind, but that's okay. Some interesting stuff going on, it sounds like. Hey, these drivers are all still running nose to tail. Don't have any 3-wide action just yet, though.
Looks like it's going to stay a little bit calmer than last week, but nonetheless, I mean, they're all still up on the wheel. You can see that outside line wiggling just a little bit there in 3rd place. Looks like 95, or James Mayer out there was the one that was wiggling just a second ago in front of that 51.
So on board with Jacob Sayers in the Airborne Graphics machine as he is looking at a lot of drivers in front of him. Nothing to worry about being this far behind this early. A lot of laps to go in this race. Jacob Sayers in the 39, hungry for a win. Would love to pick one up here in the first annual America 250. Drivers all would like to get a win. Who am I kidding? If you put me out there, I'll try to win too. Side by side through the tri-oval they go. Everyone running very good lap so far. You have the 14 of Cody Eldred all by himself right now. He's way off the pace, has lost the lead pack. I'm not sure he's going to be able to stay up to speed without going a lap down before the end of this stage. He is already 29 seconds behind our race leader, 17 seconds behind 11 of Chase Perry. He finds himself alone as well. Dave, anything going on at the front?
28 of Derek Connolly still holding the bottom lane, still has that lead, able to go back and forth just a little bit, but just staying down, hugging that yellow line. That's his best friend right now. A little bit of a push coming from the outside lane right now. The 40 of Anthony English going to try to take it to the lead going into turn 3.
This lead pack really has not broken up too much since the start of the race. Everyone is staying side by side. We've had a few cars change lanes essentially, but drivers all running about where they had started. Chase Perry is off the pace a little bit. Cody Eldred behind him. Chris McCullough down in 28th spot as well. McCullough about ready to go 1 lap down, but he will not be the first car 1 lap down. Stuart Sparks in the 16 machine has already lost a lap as he has had to make a pit stop. In on pit road already. One driver who has not started this race, that is the 10 machine of Robert Dubendak. Not sure what has happened to him. Hopefully he can get that car rolling and get out there. Leaders rolling up on the lap car very early on here in this stage. It will make for close racing, Dave.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Cody's best bet would be to fall back to Chris and try to get somewhat of a draft going, but these leaders are just going to swallow him up no matter what happens to him up there. I mean, all the way back to MKR. I mean, it's within a second. The field is within a second of each other.
Yeah, 25 cars within a second and a half of each other. That is the lead to pack. Cody is leading right now. last car in that pack. Chris McCullough in the 42, he wanted no part of it. He dropped down to the inside, down below the racing line. Good move on his part. A lot of time left in this race for him to get that lap back. I don't know if I would worry too much about it this early on. Everyone does have one fast repair. We got one car up on the outside lane trying to make something happen here. Not sure who that is. I think it is the 7 of Josh Milam. No, it's the 1 of Mark Vega. All right, it looked like a 7 from the roof, but Mark Vega all by himself in the 1 machine trying to make something happen in the 3rd lane, but he's going to have to shut it down as Cody Eldred in the 14 is elected to go high. So Mark Vega can try and pick him up, but he is going to lose a lot of ground because of that.
He had a run there. I think if it wasn't for that lap car of the 14, that he might have had a chance coming off of turn 2 here to take the lead on the backstretch.
Ooh, big scrape there by the 14 as he got into the 15 of Alex Green. They caution free, but that was a hold your breath kind of moment. Oh, as Eldred's going to tag the wall again. He is, spinning it. Can he save it? He's going to spin down below the racing line. We stay green. No caution yet, but the 14 now got some damage on that thing. He is really in trouble here early on in stage number 1. Grabs the gear, gets rolling. And Mark Vega back to the high side by himself.
I'm liking the way that one car just jumps out there and goes to the front by himself, not afraid to try to move early here in the race. You know, stage 1, why not see what you can get done?
Now Mark thought about sliding in. He's going to stay to the high side as he has some help from the 51 of Travis Elliott. Now with Mark Vega having help, he really has some momentum on his outside. He's got Josh Milam in the 7 machine working with him as well. So the 3rd lane starting to happen already here at Daytona. Pit stops will happen, or I should say a fuel run is anywhere from 18 to 20 laps, depending on how things pan out. And Mark Vega is out front trying to drop down in front of the 40 of Anthony English. English is going to bump him. Big stack up in front. Everyone piles into the corner and we got cars all over the place. Big junk here on stage 1.
Absolute carnage right there. Just the missed time bump is what it looked like. Started that whole thing, and around Mark Vega went, and the rest is history.
Mark Vega in the 1 machine on the outside down the backstretch, pulls down in front of the 40 of Anthony English, and then English just catches him in the left rear a little bit, and that sends Mark spinning, and everyone checks up, gets piled in. Fast repairs already might be used here. A lot of drivers got caught up in this one. Take one more look at it. Back this up just a little bit more. Go on board with Alex Green in the 15. Vega gets turned in front of him. Alex gets a bump from behind as he tried to check up. So drivers coming down pit road, looks like everyone will pit. This will be pit stops for the end of the stage. Everyone can make it from here to the end. No one might try and stay out. See if anyone tries it. So far it looks like everyone heading pit road though.
Yeah, KR, with only about 6 cars missing that wreck and walking away without any damage there, I don't see why you wouldn't come down and go ahead and get 4 fresh tires and fill it up.
Les Levy in the 62 wins the race off of pit road. the 38, Cody Levitt. Had already made a pit stop. Good timing on his part. He'd come down for fuel only. Looks like he is going to inherit the lead.
Wouldn't that there be like an all-state good hand move of the race, coming down for that pit stop, timing it that way, caution falling right when Cody needed it to?
Man, he's got a crystal ball or something to have that kind of luck.
Maybe a couple horseshoes.
Several horseshoes. 62 of Wes Levy though, missing his hood. He has rolled out to the front here. I've got to believe he's going to come down pit road to fix that damage. I don't see how he can continue on without using the fast repair. So an early burn on the fast repair for the 62 machine. Not really something that you want to have happen in stage number 1, but those fast repairs are there for a reason. Driver's already taken advantage of it. Stewart in the 13 machine. Ward in second place right now. We are working our first caution of the night. 86 laps to go. Already had 7 lead changes. It'll be a busy night.
Yeah, about a lead change every 2 laps so far for tonight's race. I'm sure that's gonna be a common trend. Both lines really couldn't go anywhere as long as they stayed formed up, and you seen what happened as soon as Mark Vega went out and made that third line happen. So I mean, 3 wide racing still to come here tonight. So you have to strap in and enjoy the ride.
Well, I am trying to find my favorite paint job out here tonight. There are a lot of patriotic paints. We're going to talk about them all night long. So if you're watching out there in the tubes of view, let me know what you think your favorite paint job is. Dave, if you can come up with a favorite, let me know, and then I'll decide based off of what everyone else says, because they're all looking pretty good.
Yeah, I told you before, I really can't take a pick. Looking at the 51 of Travis Elliott right now, though, I like the way that looks right now.
The little red, white, blue paint scheme has stripes on it. Streaks. All those streaks. That 51 gonna restart outside row number 2. Travis Elliott gonna try and get to the back bumper of the 13 very quickly. Cody Levitt in the 38. Gonna restart this race as the control driver, picking the inside line. 7 to Josh Milam tucked in right behind him, and the 13, Nate Stewart, gonna be first car on the outside. There, and Sean McCarrick making up row number 3. First caution out of the way here, Dave. Bound to happen sooner or later. Big one. Always happens in a super speedway race. Now that the big one's out of the way, drivers might feel a little bit of pressure to bind their car, take a little bit better care of it. Some of these guys have had to use a fast repair. Les Levy in the 62 did not use a fast repair. Bolted a hood on as fast as they could. looking ready to go racing. Green flag is out, and here we go. Little bit of wheel spin, but drivers keep it in check. And we're back to green flag conditions as the 38 and the 7 hook up very quickly. The 13 has no help in the outside lane. The 51 machine and Travis Elliott trying to close up to him. And Dave, this is going to create an opening for the drivers on the inside.
Hey, we're still going to have to wait and see if they're willing to go single file just yet. Doesn't look like they are. The 7 of Josh Millam on the outside with a push from the 95 of James Mayer going to the front right now.
Josh Milam in the 7 looking for his first win of the season. He is out front with some help from the 95. Now the 95 going to dive down to the inside. Milam leading his first lap of the race, but James Mayer in the 95 down on the inside with some help from the 38. He's looking to lead a lap. He's got a long way to go, about 2 miles to go before he can claim a lap led.
So that 13 of Nate Stewart with a push from the 23 of Rod Flag on the outside. Just blowing doors off of the 95 on the inside there. Now you see the 13 dropping down, going to the lead, coming through center of 3 and 4.
Nate Stewart was third last time across the line, waiting for the ticker to update. As he crosses the line, he is going to lead his first lap of the race. Nate Stewart, a rookie out here, putting his mark on the lead. Very unique paint job. I think I dig how they've done the stars and stripes on that thing. That one's pretty sharp. Our last week race winner, Rod Flag, our pole sitter, finding himself in 5th place. We're starting to see a little bit of a gap open up here. Drivers have really started to spread out all of a sudden in this front pack as the yellow has come out. I believe Chase Berry was the one that had gotten into trouble. Chase Berry in the 11 gets turned by the 40 of Anthony English as they went through the tri-oval. Heavy contact with the wall, and Chase Berry on the pit road with the back on the back of a truck. Flatbed, whatever. Yeah, words are hard. So second caution of the race. Second caution here in stage number 1. We'll see. I believe we might get a 1-lap shootout. Not 100% sure on that. We can see here from race control. But Nate Stewart in the 13 machine, your race leader for the moment. Looks like he is going to make a feint for pit road. And with that, I would say that there is probably going to be a 1-lap shootout here for the stage end. All right, Dave. Drivers seem to be a little anxious here tonight. 2 cautions already, but as a driver, what do you think it takes to settle yourself down and start logging some laps?
Usually the crew chief or spotter really comes in handy for something like that, just to kind of talk you down a little bit, because here at the super speedways you just want to keep the pedal pressed to the floor and just keep going, because anytime you let out, obviously you give up some of that momentum. Even in the draft, sometimes you slow down and the accordion effect happens to your lane and you can't get where you need to go. But there's a point in time when, you know, the crew chief or spotter has to just talk you into finishing the race, because I mean, being first at the end of the first stage doesn't matter if you really don't finish the race. So it's just one of them personal deals that different drivers have to battle and overcome differently.
Jacob Sayers getting the free pass in the 39 machine. Back on the lead lap. They around the Daytona track. He's got a free pit stop in the works for him. Free pass recipient. He can come down, fuel up, set himself up very nicely for the end of the next stage. Got a lot of work to do. He wants to win a one-lap shootout for stage number 1. Lights are still on the pace car. We're in 13. Tell you what, this all reasons why I like to be a broadcaster. Nate Stewart is gonna have to try and hold off a hard-charging 95 agenda pair. Josh Milam in the 7, he's no slouch here. Rod Flag within striking distance. But if I'm Nate Stewart, man, what do I do? You know, I guess I just gotta go out there and my car straight and hope for the best.
Okay, if I'm Nate, what I do on this restart here is I do not move from that yellow line, because I don't believe the momentum can get built up enough in one lap to overpower that inside lane. As long as the, let's see, who is that? That is Cody Levitt. That is going to be starting right behind your leader. No, I'm sorry, Josh Milam. But as long as Milam gives him a push, I wouldn't come off that bottom line.
Hopefully the lights go out on the pace car of the Ford Mustang, and they do. We're going to see one lap shootout for the end of this stage. Place your bets now. I'm with you. I think the 13's got as good a shot as any, but he is going to need some help from the 7 to do it. Levitt. Got to stay tucked to the back bumper of the 95. The outside lane builds a lot of momentum on the straightaways. Inside aims it back in the corners. That's going to be a good one. This might be a little foreshadowing for the end of the race.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that 95 on this restart. See if he's able to stay at least at the quarter. The right rear quarter of the 13 going into turn 1. If he can do that, I think that outside line might have a shot coming down the backstretch. But if the 13 of Nate Stewart gets off to a good start, gets a little bit of help from that 7, I don't think that outside line's going to be able to do anything there, KR.
Multiple drivers made pit stops at the last second. Drivers dropping to the tail here. Here we go. Green flag is out. One lap shootout for the end of stage 1. The 13 of Nate Stewart pulling away from the 7 of Josh Milam, but here comes Josh Milam closing the gap, trying to get to him very quickly. Cody Levitt in the 38. Now he's closing in on the back bumper of James Mayer. But the 7 looking like maybe he has the room to make a move, and he might try that outside lane now that he is clear He is going to give a shove to the 13, and they're going to open up a bit of a gap. Here comes the 23 of Rod Flagg. He's going to make it a 3-car train on the inside. Levitt in the 38 working the outside lane. Drivers coming around to the end of stage number 1. And now they fan out. Ooh, Alex Green starting down to the inside. But at the line, it is going to be Nate Stewart. And Nate Stewart picking up stage 1. So he found a way to hold it off Josh Milam. Waited maybe just a hair too long. But good run by the 13 to wrap up this stage number 1 win.
Great restart that time by Nate. Actually, the outside line was able to stay with him there for a minute, but he did what he had to do, stay on that bottom lane and just kept rolling, looking out the windshield, not worrying about what's behind him, getting his stage win here tonight.
And it is confirmed by race control. Nate Stewart is our stage 1 winner. We'll see if we can't get a word in with him after pit stops. They catch up to the pace car. I expect to see everyone down pit road except for a handful of drivers hit it at the last second. All right, stage 1's done. That's out of the way. Had 2 cautions in stage number 1. Driver's a little anxious. But Nate Stewart weathered it all. And now we're going to see a lot of pit stops here. Pit road is going to be busy. I'm thinking, I think I'd take 4 tires and fuel here. Fill her up, get rolling. Set yourself up nicely for stage number 2.
Yeah, if I'm one of the drivers, I'm coming down and getting 4 tires and fuel under any caution, really. I know tires really don't come into play a lot, but I don't know. I just like those fresh rubbers.
Rod Flagg in the 23 is going to win the race off of pit road. Tires in fuel for Nate Stewart. Rod Flagg only took 2 tires and just enough fuel to top off the tank. See how Rod Flagg restarts. Tire spin is something to be mindful of here in this A car, NASCAR Cup Series car, if you will. Pace car. Let's see if we can't get a word in. I know he's here. Take a moment to find him. Nate Stewart, KR and Dave up in the broadcast booth. Got your ears on, buddy?
I hope so.
Well, it sounds like you do. Well, congratulations on stage 1. You weathered the 1-lap shootout to pull it off. Tell us what was going on in your helmet there.
Well, I mean, like, I pitted very early in the stage because I know the fuel mileage we got to pit at least once each stage. And I called out my pit very early. That way I could, like, hope someone would come with me, but I ended up pitting by myself. So I came out by myself and was really lucky to get that yellow. So I just stayed out and somehow got up to the lead. And that one lap shootout. Josh was pushing me until turn 4, and I honestly thought he was going to get me at the finish line, but I barely beat him.
Picked up a stage win here, but it looks like you pitted for 4 tires and fuel at the end of this stage here. What's the advantage of 4 tires versus 2, or vice versa? What do you think 2 tires is going to do versus 4?
I think 4 tires is going to be easy to maneuver in the pack with, because the left sides wear out here more, because that's where most of the load goes in the car, and with the left sides wearing more, that makes the car a little bit tighter, and I don't want to be pushing up and wrecking anyone because I took 2 instead of 4.
Well, this restart will be interesting. You are the first one out on 4 fresh tires. You'll be able to gun it. Are you going to be able to take advantage of that?
I hope so. We'll just see what the cars are dealt to us here for stage 2. Hopefully get some decent points, because I'm barred way back in 34th in points right now, so I need to have like a really good few weeks in points. But we'll just see what happens and go from there.
All right, Nate. Well, while we got you here, any shout-outs or thank yous?
Yeah. United States Air Force for sponsoring us tonight. DJ Harris Designs for painting the car. And Suicide Shift Esports, my team. And I just want to say hi, Shelby, if you're watching. I love you. Thank you for watching and all that. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting as well.
That is Nate Stewart, driver of the 13 machine in the Suicide Shift Esports stable. Giving a shout out to those who let him race, and you know, it is important to give those guys a shout out. A lot of these drivers have families, have a wife, kids, able to dedicate a few hours of their night to come out here, put on a good show for everyone. Got several other people we want to give a shout out to. Matthew Mann, brother to Mark Mann. Matthew is an upstate New York super trooper, if you will. If you're watching, Matthew, appreciate you. Thank you for joining. And I'm ever in New York, and probably call you and be like, hey, I need some help. For that time I gave you a shout out on YouTube. Dave, our race leader is the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. Why don't you take us through this green flag?
All right, pace car gonna duck off any second here. 89 will have it in his hands on this restart. Going back, green flag racing to take lap number 30 here. They're back, green flag racing. 89 down on the bottom, the 23 of Rod Flag to his outside, still close racing with him. Cody Uber on the outside, starting to push the 23 of Rod Flag by. 89 down there on the bottom side. Still side by side as they work their way off of 2 for the lead.
Rod Flag on 2 tires. Kenneth McCullough did not make a pit stop under the stage-ending caution. See how long he can hang out there with these guys. Gonna be a little bit shorter on fuel than everyone else, but we'll have to make 1 stop for fuel most likely. But we are looking at 8 laps during this stage. Someone might try and make it. Could be very, very close. Rod Flag in the 23, leading his 3rd lap of the race. Familiar car out front, a rookie here in the OP Racing Speedway Series. 2 wins to his credit so far this season. Several pole positions. Once again, he is out front. He's got the 89 tucked in right on his back bumper. Into the trial will they go. McCullough in the 89. Gonna lead another lap. Found a way around the outside of Rod Flag, but Cody Ober in the 8's going to drop down. So is Kenneth McCullough. So those two drop in front of Rod Flag in the 23 machine. And now they are running nose to tail. Rod Flag going to make a move to the outside. The 52 wasn't sure if he was going to follow him yet or not. Decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to try this outside lane. And it's Sean McCarrick with the Constitution over those rear tires. Good old American flag at the back bumper there. And McCullough out front leading another lap. That will be his 5th lap led this race. Cody Ober in the 8 trying to get his machine to the front. So on board with the 95 of James Mayer. Mayer leaving a little bit of a gap here, not pushing too hard, letting some air get to his radiator. And his engine very cool here. Don't want to blow an engine here early on. That's an automatic fast repair use. Can't fix that in a timely manner.
Don't forget, a lot of these drivers out there already burned one of those, and that big one that we had on, what was that, I believe, lap 4 or 5, I believe.
That was a big one early in stage number 1. Several drivers did have to burn a fast repair. Some of them did hammer out some damage, trying to hold on to that fast repair as long as possible. Cody Ober now out in front of the 89. Ober looking to lead his first lap of the race. McCullough sitting in second place. Looking like maybe he's going to ride around behind the 8 of Cody Ober. Look out at the back here. 89 does have room to make a move, but deciding not to just yet. Staying tucked in very tight.
There you go. That would be the move that I'm afraid to make. The move that the 95 just made to that outside line, thinking he was going to be able to go around Ken McCullough and Cody Ober on the outside there, but actually losing 2 positions in the process, falling back as the outside line starting to lose a little bit of momentum with only 3 cars up there lined up right now.
95 to James Mayer, first car on the outside lane. Now the 28 slides up in front of him. Derek Conley kind of shafted Conley last race. He won a stage, but didn't get an interview in. Hopefully he can win another stage. We'll talk to him. Maybe we'll get a caution. We'll pull him up and talk to him. Always a good little interview. Likes to speak his mind a little bit in that 28 machine. Maybe Chase Berry will get another win on the stage and drop another 4-letter word we don't like to talk about. Conley out front now. Cody Ober in the 8 pushing him. We got the 13 and Nate Stewart dropping down early here. Hitting all by himself. He doesn't have any help. But Nate Stewart rolling the dice here once again. It worked for him in stage number 1. Will it work in stage number 2? He's going to need some help from a caution. Field really strung out here now. kind of spread out. We don't have a 20-car lead pack anymore. What are you seeing, Dave?
Not much going on up front with 28 of Derek Connolly still in the lead. The outside line just not able to get anything done. There's only about 13 cars there on that lead pack, then another smaller pack about 8 or 9 seconds or so behind them. About, I don't know, it looks like a pack of about 7 or 8 cars back there. So looks like everybody's starting to calm down just a little bit. Not as much juking and jiving going on out there.
116 of Mike Schultz leading the second pack. He has Chris McCullough in the 42 right behind him. McCullough, who had gone 1 lap down, found a way back onto the lead lap. Les Levy in the 62 machine, heavy damage on that machine earlier on. He's missing the hood. Looks like they got one bolted on. He is still on the lead lap, has not used a fast repair that I am aware of. He has that in his back pocket. The 82 machine there of Daniel Harrington, 5 laps down after spending almost 8 laps on pit road, trying to get his machine fixed. He is not giving up. Still out there logging laps. Back up front, Derek Conley, your race leader. 8 of Cody Ober. Right behind him as we're less than 10 laps to go for stage number 2.
With the laps winding down here, KR, what do you think's going to happen up here in this top pack? Do you think they're going to kind of keep it nice and neat and clean, or going to get some crazy wild action?
Well, I'm going to say it depends on the fuel load these guys have, who we've been able to save and whatnot. We're going to see drivers who have to hit pit road start working their way to the bottom of the track. I think that's why we see only 2 cars in the outside lane for the moment. And then when these drivers hit pit road, that is really going to shake up everything and come down to who can have the best pit stop, who can get rolling, and who is going to hook up and start using the draft to their advantage. So, man, if I'm Derek Conley, if I can't make it on fuel, it's going to be hard for Conley to make it, as he has been out front here for a little bit now, running wide open. Everyone behind him has an opportunity to lift, maybe save some fuel, maybe try and peek it across the line, as we got some black cars in the way. Nate Stewart in the 13, he's going to be swallowed up. Our stage 1 winner going a lap down here.
I think, though, if I'm Derek, I'm asking my crew chief and spotter to get a hold of Ken McCullough Jr.'s crew and try to schedule my pit stop with him, because Ken's been out there the longest. He's more than likely going to have to pit before anybody, so I'd want to come in with him. Looks like he's actually coming to pit road right now.
Big ol' split for pit road. Derek Conley charging hard, getting all he can as he broke for pit road. Big pack of drivers on pit lane. That is going to give the lead to the 95 of James Mayer. Mayer going to start thinking about pit stops here within a lap, maybe 2. Nate Stewart in the 13 trying to get his lap back the hard way. Mark Vega in the 1 with a good head of steam. He's going to pass 2 cars down the back stretch, but Mark Vega finds himself in 2nd place now. On the outside lane, will he come to pit road as the next group of drivers peel off? That is going to give the lead to the 1 machine of Vega. Nate Stewart in the 13 back on the lead lap. He is the last car on the lead lap. He is right in front of our leader of Mark Vega. David Overstreet. He's going to have to follow Mark Vega here. They're going to have to make a quick pit stop. Flash of fuel and get rolling. Maybe, just maybe. This is a very big maybe. Mark might have enough fuel to make it to the end of this stage. But running on the outside of the 13 and Nate Stewart is not helping his cause here. I think I would tuck in behind the 13 and let him pull me around and try and save some fuel to get to the end of the stage here. They are about 3 laps, maybe 4 laps away from running out, and Vega is going to lose some ground here. David Overstreet in the 0-2, your race leader. Chase Berry had an earlier incident. He was the second caution tonight. He finds himself 1 lap down. He's racing to be the first car 1 lap down.
I got my eye on a 4-car pack. The 28 of Derek Conley, Travis Elliott, Ken McCullough Jr., and Josh Millen are just hauling the mail right now.
These 4 drivers all have made their pit stops. David Overstreet and Mark Vega on pit road. Those 2 cars are going to have to work together if they want to have a shot at taking on these 4 drivers. Chris McCullough in the 42. He has not yet hit pit road. He is now scored as the race leader. The 14 of Cody Eldred in second place after experiencing a little bit of an issue earlier in stage 1. These drivers, I think they might be able to stay out. Not sure how close they are on fuel. In fact, the 14, here they come. These 3 drivers all hitting pit road. That's Chris McCullough, Anthony English, and Cody Eldred. So they weren't able to make it either. As that gives the lead back to the 28 of Derek Conley. The green flag pit stops here in stage 2 is shaking the field up as we have 1 lap to go for the end of the stage. Aspen Belvin checking in on YouTube. Wish you were out there, Aspen, to say hello. The final lap for the end of the stage. Derek Conley in the 28. Holding on to the top spot for the moment, but the 51, Travis Elliott, right behind him. Will Elliott make a move to the outside? Kenneth McCullough in the 89 has some help from the 7 of Josh Milam. Across the line they go, and it is going to be Derek Conley. Oh, I'm sorry. Now we have 1 lap. Wow. Okay, so talking is hard and numbers are hard. Got it. Dave, why aren't you watching it?
I can't watch it with you, but I'm listening.
Oh, man. All right, so now we're on the final lap. A 51, and Travis Elliott does make his move to the outside. The 89 of Kenneth McCullough going to give him a shot in the corner there. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. Elliott with the lead by a nose hair. Now a car length, he's going to drop down, and Travis Elliott in the 51 crosses the line. And he is going to be your stage 2 winner. So Travis Elliott picks up the stage 2 win. Played his cards right, made his move. Going into turns 3 and 4, had some help from the 89 of Kenneth McCullough to pick up that stage win. So a caution-free stage 2. Proves to be Travis Elliott's benefit. Good pit strategy on his part. Now the field's going to be reset. Driver's going to come down pit road, take on 4 tires and fuel, and get set up for the final stage. Pace car catches up to the field finally. So, Dave, your thoughts on stage 2?
Stage 2 seemed to be a lot calmer. Looks like the driver started to settle in just a little bit. I think that was a perfectly timed move there by Travis Elliott to jump outside and get the momentum from the 89 of Ken McCullough Jr., which, I mean, hats off to his call there as well, staying out, able to salvage, what, a second place at the end of that second stage. So good heads-up driving by all the guys out there. And great move by the 51.
Driver's heading down pit road now. Like everyone will be coming down pit road. Gotta hit your pit box cleanly and efficient as possible. Red flag in the 23. That first pit box. Not going to win the race off pit road. It looks like it was the 89 of Kenneth McCullough who won the race off pit road. A 14.4 second pit stop. Good move on his part. Mark Vega in the 1 machine. A lot of positions. Looks like he has only taken 2 tires. Big gain for him. Let's see if we can get a word in with our stage winner. That is Travis Elliott in the 51 machine. Travis, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. It's been a while since I've been up here.
Well, you won stage number 2 with a great last lap pass. Tell us a little bit about that stage.
You know, just great team planning there to figure out when green flag pit stops were going to take place, and you know, we got hooked up with the FSR guys, and you know, we're running pretty well together. And coming to that coming into turn 3, we just had a head of steam, so I had to take it, and paid off.
Stage win's going to go a long way for you in the points. Will you be able to make that same move here at the end of the race?
If it comes to me, I will.
Sure. If it comes to you, what can you do to increase your chances?
You know, keep my car clean, keep that one fast repair for in case something really bad happens, which hopefully nothing happens, you know. And just keep working with my teams that I'm working with, and you know, just overall just keeping it clean until I need to not be so clean, you know.
All right, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you need to give?
Yeah, shout out to you know, my teammates at JSI, you know, and the guys at Fuel for working with us there on that pit stop. Paid off pretty well for all of us, I think. And you know, our new admins that we just got, I can't remember all of them, but you know, our owners of the league and you guys in the booth.
All right, Travis Elliott, your winner of stage number 2. For us out here tonight. Guys, we're going to step away for just a minute. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Lights are out on the pace car. It is peeling off to pit road. We're going back. Green flag racing. Kenneth McCullough in the 89 in control of this field. He gets on the loud pedal and away we go. Rod flag in the 23 on the outside. Cody over in the 8 machine. Up to the back bumper. We got 2 cars versus 4. 4 cars hooked up very quickly here in that outside lane. I'm sorry, on the inside lane. That is the 07 of Scott Bellum, the 35 of Doug Rice, the 02 of David Overstreet, and the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. They are not going to have enough momentum to hold off the 23 of Rod Flag, as Rod Flag has the lead down the backstretch. He is now going to make a move to the inside. That leaves Cody over in the outside lane. And now they're coming back around to complete the opening lap of the final stage. Doug Rice in the 35, dropping down, losing some momentum. But Rod Flag, your race leader in the 23 machine.
Yeah, big moment right there for Doug Rice in the 35. Almost getting into the quarter panel there of the 77 of David Booth on the front stretch. That's why he had to go down below that yellow line. Lost a ton of momentum and time, dropping back now to looks like 10th place.
Rod Flag, your race leader. They are now working their way into 3 and 4. This lead, a pack has several drivers in it once again, but everyone really spread out. We're going to see this race take on different forms here now. The sun has set. The drivers all know that it is go time. Got a caution-free stage number 2, 2 cautions, and stage number 1. Now business is going to start picking up. Drivers know sun sets, it means it's time to start getting after it.
Can almost sense the intensity picking up as our pack is all back. One big massive pack again, all the energy on that outside lane right now with the 8 coming forward with a push to the back of Ken McCullough on the outside. That 89 is going to the front, I believe, that time by. No Rod Flag, no. Ken McCullough did get it at the line. I was actually waiting to see how long we would go back 3 wide. Watch Tristan, that 12 machine, look 3 wide a few times throughout tonight's race already. As soon as he seen the 51 commit, he jumped right outside with him, drove that outside line up there to the front. right now, that middle line is not the place you want to be. The 77 just not able to close the distance. Get up there and push the 8. Give that middle line a little bit of help. Maybe with the 42 dropping down, maybe that's going to allow the 8 to build a little bit more of that energy back up.
Travis Elliott, your race leader. 89 machine, Kenneth McCullough, now second car on the inside line. Chris McCullough, his teammate, White Trash Racing. They're side by side, but Chris McCullough has recovered from being a lap down early on. Here he is, final stage, making some noise at the front of the pack to go back to 2 wide here. Rod Flag in the 23 right now. He is sitting third car on the inside lane. David Overstreet in the 02. Last Lap Motorsports. Right on board with the 02. This 8-car draft package looking very stable, very smooth for these guys. Last week we saw a lot of drivers get loose at corner entry. Caught several drivers out. Now the 42 battling with the 51. Cody over in the 8. A little bit of a wiggle there as he was trying to stay tucked in tight to the back bumper of the 42. The 82 of Daniel Harrington up in this mix. Harrington finds himself still 5 laps down. Oh, as the 8 of Cody Over has blown a motor, and now the 82 goes around. Big pile up as they went into turn number 3. The big one happens again. Several cars involved in this one.
Yeah, my goodness, the 8's engine just no warning, up in smoke, off the pace. Nothing the car behind him could do. Just after that, that's all she wrote. A lot of cars not being able to check up as it happened right there in front of the field. A lot of cars torn up once again here tonight.
Take a look at this from the blimp. Cody Over pops his engine. Big stack up behind him. Ford tried to squeeze through. Mark Mann involved. Several drivers getting caught out, but Chris McCullough, Travis Elliott, Ken McCullough, Rod Flag, they all make their way through it cleanly as it happened behind them.
DKR, this is where probably the crew chiefs are really going to start getting in the ear of their drivers. A lot of laps still left here to go. Fast racetrack. Things happen here in a hurry, so a lot of these drivers probably going to start looking to settle back in just a little bit like we seen there in stage number 2.
All right, several drivers hitting pit road. In fact, it looks like most of the field coming down pit road. Everyone cool. Not able to make it from here, but I expect drivers planning on maybe one more stop at this point. It looks like Rod Flag, by virtue of being the first pit box, is going to win the race off pit road. Wild crash, taking out a good chunk of the field. Cody Over popped his engine. He has gone behind the wall. looks like he is done for the night. Several other drivers working on their cars still. The 77 of David Booth, Hero 2 machine, also being worked on. Rod Flag had a great pit stop, took advantage of that first pit stall, eked out the win off of pit road over Kenneth McCullough. McCullough had a spectacular pit stop, but wasn't enough to overcome that first pit box. Rod Flag just had to get the car rolling. Another big one brings this race to a slow. We are working our 5th caution. 2 of them were for stage ending situations. Then have a 1-lap shootout for the end of stage 1, a caution-free stage 2. Dave, this race is, it's still got about 33 laps to go. We're going to see at least one more pit stop. If it stays green, that is really going to throw some strategy into it. When you hit pit road, who you hit pit road with. So this thing's far from over.
Yes, far from over with, like you said, 30-something laps left here. Definitely can't make it on one stop. Gonna be close to make it with just one stop, really, if the field gets broken up and you only have maybe 1 or 2 cars out there. Even that's gonna be possible stretch to make it off of just one stop. So, but then you got to factor in, is there gonna be another caution? If I'm in the driver's seat right now, I'm just going after it and seeing where the chips fall, but I believe we haven't seen the last of the yellow flag here tonight.
Got a few drivers hitting pit road from the front of the pack. Kenneth McCullough, Travis Elliott, they're already playing some strategy here. I do want to give a shout out to Rick Seabrands, who is checking in on YouTube, out visiting family, so that is why he is not out here tonight. Gotta be rough knowing you're sitting second in the points. You're watching the guy who you're chasing in the points leading this thing. But Seabrands already has a win under his belt for the season. And that is he does not have a win this season. He had picked one up. That's now. And he doesn't. The Rick, talented driver, got a good little point spread. So even if he doesn't get a win, he'll be able to make it in on points. It was 2nd place in the points before tonight's race. There are drop weeks. That factors in as well. Lights are out on the pace car. Rod Flag electric inside line. Scott Bellum in the 07. He's now going to be restarting on the outside. Bellum got some fresh air. We'll see what he can do with it. Pace car is off. We're ready to go. Green flag racing once again. Flag gets away here. But the 52 trying to close the gap to him. Scott Bellum timed it perfectly, pulling dead even with the 23 as they drag race down into turn number 1. Bellum looking for some help from the 14. Not going to get it anytime soon. He's going to start losing some ground here to that inside line. And Dave, these drivers look like they got caught napping on this restart.
Yeah, Rod Flag, as soon as he hit that restart line, he took off. Amazingly though, Sean Bellum was able to get it right there with him. Just did not have any help from the 14 behind him, Cody Eldred. And I mean, Cody's crew got that thing fixed up, fast repair or not, into the wall hard earlier in the race in stage number 1, and here he is right now running 4th, 5th position on the outside.
Four cars now forming up in that outside lane. Inside has a big old train of drivers. How long will these guys run single file on the inside lane? Will we see anyone try and make some moves to that 3rd lane? Ooh, Scott Bellum, big wiggle. Gathered it back in, but had to check up. That is going to kill a lot of momentum on that outer lane. Rod Flag in the 23 takes full advantage of it. He's going to lead another lap, make that his 10th lap led this race. 52 is Sean McCarrick. Sitting in 2nd place. James Mayer in the 95 has been running up front all race long, sitting 3rd car on the inside lane.
Outside lane, surprisingly, just backing up right now. 4 or 5 cars out there, but just losing a ton of time right now.
28 lead changes so far this race. Drivers all battling for the top spot, but the action has been all throughout the field as well. Jacob Sayers in the 39 machine took advantage of a wave around. Has been on the lead lap ever since. Mark Mann in the 04 caught up in the last caution we had. Like he has used a fast repair, gotten back out there. 7 to Josh Milam. Started tracking down towards the 39. Held my breath for a second there, but looks like it was all panned out. Taking a roll further back, the 82. Daniel Harrington still finds himself 5 laps down. He has not given up yet. Still logging some laps, hoping to gain a few more spots, maybe survive a few more big ones. Have a few drivers drop out. White Trash Racing teammates have hooked up. That is Chris McCullough in the 42 and the 89 at Kenneth McCullough. David McCullough leading these guys in the 2 machine. Leading his teammates, I should say. Lewis, we got another big one. Couple cars going for a spin from the front. One working his way backwards onto pit road.
More contact after the caution back there. I believe that was oh gosh, I can't even begin to tell you who it was. I believe it was the 62 of Les Levy. Involved in an incident after the caution.
All right, so we're going to back this up. We're going to see what happened at the front of the pack here. Scott Bellum in the 07 is going to get turned by the 14 of Cody Eldred. And then the field scatters, trying to find a way through it. Les Levy going for a spin. Les thought he was clear here. This is a totally separate incident. He is making contact with the 22 of Eric Carline. incident happens behind these two. Then they make contact going through the tri-oval. A broad flag coming down pit road, leading all the drivers onto pit lane. We are just outside our fuel window here. Maybe with some fuel saving, drafting help, you might be able to make it to the end of this thing. All right, guys. Well, while the field catches up, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The field is formed up. Lights are out on the Ford Mustang, probably because it's broken. Let's be honest, it's a Ford, and if they wanted, I don't know about you, Dave, but I think the Chevy Silverado would look good as the pace car out there.
I don't know. I kind of like the Audi that we have over the Mustang for sure.
All right, so we're looking for new second announcers out here in your audition tapes to Racing Network. Green flag is back out. Rod flag in the 23 gets on the throttle, but the 52 of Sean McCarrick wastes no time. Great jump by the 52. He's got some help from the 116 of Mike Schultz. Those two drivers pulling out in front of Rod Flag. They're both going to drop down. No, I take that back. The 52 stays high. Alex Green in the 15. He's tucked in now behind the 52. We got a third lane opening up. White Trash Racing. That is Chris McCullough and Kenneth McCullough in the outside lane. Going 3 wide here in the opening restart. Or the opening lap of the restart. And Schultz in the 116 with a red, white, and blue paint job. Looking to lead some laps here.
To the front goes the McCullough gang on the outside, the 42 and the 89. Where did they come from? Kind of moved just all of a sudden 3 wide, now going for the lead. Not sure if they're going to be able to keep the momentum up there with the gap that they have back to their help, but nonetheless, them two drivers trying to come to the front.
So Schultz leading his first lap of the race. We're looking at about 20 laps to go here. And Dave, we were talking under that commercial break about fuel runs and who could maybe save to make it to the end of this thing, but I don't think anyone can make it to the end on fuel here. When will you head for pit road if you're a driver out here?
Like I was saying earlier, I was out here, I would probably go about 3-4 laps as hard as I could. Try to get a hold of somebody, anybody, just come down with me, let's top off. We only need about three laps of fuel or so, so that's not even a full can yet. But only going to spend a minimal amount of time on pit road, get back out there and back up to speed, and hopefully not go a lap down.
Fuel window will open up here in a few laps, but keep in mind we have 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. So with that in mind, knowing you have 3 shots at a green-white checkered, maybe you come down in about 15 laps to go. Make sure you're covered in that situation. Maybe even closer to 10 laps to go. But someone might roll the dice, try and stretch it, like you're saying, come as soon as the fuel window opens for the scheduled distance, and then hope for the best. We've seen guys who make early pit stops come out on top. That's what happened to Nate Stewart in stage 1. Pitted early, got a caution, got back up to the lead, and never looked back.
Once again, the 42. Chris McCullough now joined by David McCullough on the outside. He's not letting that outside lane go. He's trying to make it work now. All 3 McCullough out there on the outside lane, the 3rd lane out there. Now getting some momentum and some push. I mean, the thing too, KR, is with the fuel strategy, I wouldn't worry so much about a green-white checker, because even if you have 10 laps to go and the caution does come out, 5 laps to go, caution comes out, I believe all the drivers are going to come down pit road anyway, just to make sure they got some good grip for the restart.
On board with Sean McCarrick is working in this middle lane. Kenneth McCullough kind of working both the middle and outside lane as Chris McCullough is going to drop down behind McCarrick here. And now we go back to 2 wide for the lead. Ooh, Mike Schultz washed up a little bit there, got a little close to the 52, but no contact. Just a hold your breath moment. Cars wiggling around out here. These drivers are making it look easy. Are hauling some food. We do have a few drivers hitting pit road. Alex Green in the 15, the 13, and Nate Stewart and Doug Rice joining them along with the 28 and Derek Conley. So already we're seeing drivers hit pit lane for their final pit stop. And now it just comes down to, will they have enough? Will we see 3 attempts at a green-white checkered? But White Trash Racing hooked up on the outside lane. All 3 drivers running nose to tail. They're taking on the 52 of Sean McCarrick, the 116 of Mike Schultz, the 23 of Rod Flagg, and the 95 of James Mayer. Lap car Les Levy getting out of the way. Good move on his part. 62 has had a rough race, but he is still out there, still logging laps. Now the first car 1 lap down.
Keep your eye on that 51, the 04, the 38, the 12, that little group of 4 cars there. They've been laying back from this lead 5-6 cars or so. Laying back, not really closing the distance, switching up who's been leading, leaving little gaps. I believe they're trying to save gas as a group here.
Doug Rice in the 35 looks like he is coming back down pit road. Most likely having to serve a penalty. That is not something you want to do at the end of the race. That's going to put him 1 lap down. So last week's race winner, and his chances at going 2 in a row go up in smoke. The race isn't done yet, but man, he has made it hard on himself to get out there.
The McCullough trio trying to go to the front. 42 of Chris McCullough ducked down to the bottom. Doing the 89 out there on the high side. Will the 42 let them down off of turn 3? Looks like they do. Well, all McCullough's lined up. Top 3 on the bottom.
David McCullough in the 2 machine. He is going to lead his first lap of the race. The White Trash Racing making their names out here now. With that 13 laps to go. They will have to hit pit road. Kenneth McCullough pushing that too hard right now. Not push too hard. We saw the engine of the 8 machine go up in smoke. Doug Rice in the 35 is going to lose another lap.
Yeah, it turned out to be a tough night for that 35 team of Doug Rice. I mean, that's one of the paint schemes, though. If you look at that paint scheme, that's a pretty sharp, fresh-looking paint scheme. This tough night for him.
2 in a row for Doug Rice, looking like that is not happening. So back to the front we go as they are going to motor past the 7 of Josh Milam and the 1 of Mark Vega. Vega has some damage on the back bumper of that machine. Now Josh Milam in a battle with the 13 of Nate Stewart to be the first car 1 lap down, and several drivers breaking away for pit road. Kenneth McCullough with a great entrance to pit lane. Ooh, as it looks like David McCullough missed his pit box, overslid it a little bit. That is going to cost him some time. But out front, Cody Eldred in the 14 machine. He is all by himself. He has nobody to work with him. He did not come down pit road when everyone else did. Along with the 22 of Eric Carline. These 2 cars did not hit pit road. going to be a huge disadvantage for those two as Chris McCullough and Kenneth McCullough get off pit lane together. They're going to hook up here, try and gain some speed. '38 of Cody Levitt and the 51 of Travis Elliott pitted 1 lap earlier. They have the 12 of Tristan Walker working with them as well. They are 3 cars to the 2 of Chris McCullough and Ken McCullough. They are already up to full speed. They are closing in very quickly on the leaders, who have made pit stops, I should say. Cody Eldred in the 14, he is the race leader. He is coming down pit road this time. Eric Carline in the 22. He's going to hit pit road. He is going to stay out. So Eric Carline, your race leader, stays out. We're looking at 10 laps to go. Carline last on pit road 15 laps ago, so he will have to make a pit stop. I feel he is hoping for a caution at this point. He might get it. It is going to be tough. Meanwhile, drivers who have pitted, we have a 5-car battle for the lead. White Trash Racing on the inside. That's the 42 of Chris McCullough, the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. Cody Levitt in the 38 on the outside with the 51. Travis Elliott and the 12 of Tristan Walker. KSI Motorsports versus White Trash Racing. Will be a battle for the lead once Eric Carline hits pit road.
I think Eric in that 22, I think he's going to try to stretch this. Only 16 laps out there on the fuel right now. Oh, that sounds like a stretch 25 laps. Be the most, I believe, anybody's went on a fuel tank so far this evening. Losing a lot of time, though. Lost about 5 seconds at least since the green flag cycle. So 38 Cody Levitt definitely making up time as these 5 still battle it out, but making up time on that leader.
Eric Carline losing about 3 seconds a lap to these guys. So it'll only be maybe another lap or 2 before they pass him. You know, it's not a bad gamble for Carline. Try and run your tank dry. Hope for a caution. As now our lead pack grows as Alex Green joins in with them. Here comes the 23 of Rod Flagg. Our lead pack forming back up once again to a big group. Carline has made his way to pit road. Currently scored in 17th place, but he has made his pit stop and got rolling once again.
Alex Green in that 15 with a pretty aggressive move when his little pack caught up to the main pack. Drove right through him, came up the second spot. Watch for him to make the move to try to get the lead here.
Daniel Harrington in the 82 pulling down to the infield here. He is still trapped 5 laps down. He's going to let these leaders settle it out. Alex Green in the 15 machine. He finds himself in 2nd place now. Tucked in behind the 42 of Chris McCullough. McCullough going to go to the high side here. And Alex Green in the 15 going to cross the line as your race leader, picking up his first lap lead.
I think that move by the 42 was deliberate to go back there and pick up Ken in the 89, that high line out there, because I mean that if you get the push, that's how you make the pass out there on that high line.
Rod Flag and
Rod go to the bottom.
Yeah, Rod Flag made the move down to the bottom there. So our pole sitter is now back to the front in that 23 machine. Could he pick up his third win of the season? He's going to have to hold on for about 5 more laps. They're coming around to lap another car. Now Chris McCullough in the 42 with a good run down the straightaway. He's trying to take the lead away. When he clears the 23, will he stay on that high side and stick with his teammate? Will he make a move down to the bottom? That is when he clears, if he clears. Rod Flag got a good shove from the 15 as we're looking at 5 laps to go. This lead pack, ooh, big shuffle there by the 23 of Rod Flag. He made a move up to the top side there. Broke the momentum of that outside lane. That opened the door for Alex Green to be the first car on the inside. But now Rod Flag starting to mount a charge. A little bit of run there through this corner. Chris McCullough in the 42 not giving him any breaks here. And now McCullough going to make a move to the inside. Rod Flag gets left outside all by himself. He has no help. He's going to lose some ground. But Alex Green in the 15 starting to pull away from that middle lane. Mike Schultz in the 116, he's going to take out a pit exit cone. Looks like he had a little bit of a tap and a wiggle there. Gathered it back in. Josh Milan going another lap down. That will be Josh Milan 2 laps down. And now White Trash Racing on that outside line. The 42 and the 89 have stayed nose to tail. And now Chris McCullough in the 42 is going to drop down. Kenneth McCullough was not clear of the 15. That has broken that pair up. Cody Levitt in the 38. He's working the outside lane now. Ooh, contact, more contact, and we got the 51 going around. Caution flag is going to come out. James Mayer in the 95 involved as well. With 2 laps to go on the scheduled distance, we're going to get our first attempt at a green-white checkered. We back this up, we're going to watch the replay here. Things got very tight coming up off of 4. Contact made, more contact, and then all heck broke loose. Travis Elliott in the 51 went for a spin. The 95 of Mayer also spinning. Mayer sorts himself out and gets rolling. So Cody Levitt in the 38, our race leader. Chris McCullough in the 42, he's coming down pit road. Other drivers on pit road as well. Flash of fuel to try and get to the end of this thing as we are looking at our first attempt at a green-white checkered. But the 38 should have enough fuel in his tank get through this.
Yeah, looking at the fuel logs, it looks like he'll be just fine on fuel set. I wouldn't necessarily say perfect if we get 2-3 green white checkers deep here, but as of right now, good to go to the end for the 38 of Cody Levitt. Just wonder if the tires are gonna come into play at all. We'll just have to see where the first fresh set of tires lines up when we get ready to go back green flag racing.
Well, Alex Green in the 15 made some great moves. His fuel tank is going to be very close to being dry. He was last on pit road 16 laps ago. 38 of Cody Levitt, last on pit road 12 laps ago. And I have been corrected. We're going to have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered.
Ooh, man, even still though, that 15, now that you mention it, that's going to be close. If we get another green-white checkered, I think he's going to have to come in, top off, give up the positions this late in the race. Tough break if we go to a second green-white checkered for 15 crew.
So Alex Green in the 15. Very close on fuel. The 38 good on fuel. At least for one of these green-white checkers. Man. Ooh. I don't know who I want to be. I don't know if I want to be the 38, knowing I'm good on fuel, but I got the 15 behind me. If I'm Alex Green, do I really want to try and take advantage of a restart here and put my car out front, running as close to fuel as I am? Maybe try and tuck in behind the 38 this restart, have him pull me around for the lap, then make my move. Lights go out on the pace car.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to sound cliche, KR, but I think you take what you're given here. I think you just wait for this restart, see how it goes, see if you get a good jump with the 38. If there's a gap there, of course, take it. Try to stay tucked down in, maybe jump out back to the outside when you see that lane coming, when you see the energy built up and enough to get you by that 38. Otherwise, I mean, if that 95 of James Mayer stays on my bumper, my rear bumper, the whole restart, I'd stay with him, because he's been up front all night long. Pretty much every time I've seen him, he's been inside that top 5-6 or so. So, I mean, Alex low on gas right now. Just, I guess, take what you can get and don't ruin a good points night. But, a win's a win.
The other thing to consider is if the 15 runs out of fuel, everyone behind him gonna stack up pretty quick. So, but oh man, green white checkered, throwing everything in a loop, throwing a wrench in everything, I should say. This is gonna be good. All right, here we go. Pace car pulling off. Cody Levitt in the 38 on the throttle. Alex Green in the 15 pulling dead even with him. James Mayer in the 95 right on the back bumper of Alex Green. First attempt at a green-white checkered, and we got 2 cars spinning to the infield. Ooh, airborne, they both go. We stay green for the moment. No caution yet. Alex Green in the 15, he's got the lead. Down the backstretch, he's gonna drop down to the inside. James Mayer with him. Now we got more trouble. Cody Levitt going around, Chris McCullough going around. This is gonna bring out the caution. As Cody Levitt has gone around, and this is not what Alex Green wanted to see. As he is going to be hard pressed to make it through another round of caution flags. He had enough fuel in it to take one shot at a green-white checkered, in my opinion. Let's back this up. Let's go to our instant replay. What happens here? Cody Levitt in the 38. On the inside line, the 14 of Cody Eldred. Jacob Sayers in the 39 trying to squeeze into a hole. Sayers really trying to force the issue there. Last lap, he's going for it. So now, Alex Green in the 15, he's gonna have to pit, and this is gonna hurt him. He is coming down pit road. James Mayer in the 95, Cody Eldred in the 14, our top three drivers right now hit pit road. That is gonna give the lead to the 89 at Kenneth McCullough. And Nate Stewart in the 13 machine, our stage one winner. Those two drivers made pit stops. Coming to the green flag for our first attempt at a green-white checkered. So now what? Ken McCullough has enough fuel to make it into this stage. Or I'm sorry, to the end of this race. Nate Stewart has enough. Alex Green had to pit. But he's going to come off in third. Scoring is a little screwy right now because we're in a green-white checkered. It looks like Ken McCullough and Nate Stewart are running first and second. Yes, my timing and scoring is only updating as they cross the start-finish line. So Alex Green had to pit from the lead. He is now scored in 8th place. Well, Dave, OP Racing has delivered a heck of a show for the Murica 250. Final shot at a green-white checkered here. Are you watching on this restart?
I'm watching 1 through 5 on the restart, and just pick a number and we'll roll with that, because you just can't pick a winner here at a place like this, super speedways like this. All the drivers know it. It's just a crapshoot out there. Sometimes strategy pays off in your hand, sometimes it doesn't. And just these late race cautions like this, these green-white checkers are probably the most nerve-wracking thing you would have to endure, because I mean, you just have to hammer down. It's the end of the race. It's all take. There's no more give. There's, you know, friends, teammates most likely go out the window. I mean, it's going to be a barn burner once again here, the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. So, yeah, the driver's putting on one heck of a show here tonight for the Murica 250.
All right, lights have gone out on the pace car. Drivers starting to form up.
Something I see real quick. 5 rookies inside the top 10. 4 of them inside the top 7. So that just shows you the talent out here on track right now. Let's see if one of those rookies can get back to victory lane. See if Nate Stewart, stage 1 winner, pull it off here late. Final green-white checker.
Kenneth McCullough's car has a little bit of damage on that 89 machine. Looks like the 13 looking very solid, very straight, so that's something that can factor into the equation here. But the 51 and the 12, they're a little damaged up as well. So this restart going to come down to who can get the power down, who can do it cleanly, quickly, and efficiently. Pace car is off. We're getting ready. Final attempt at a green-white checker. Kenneth McCullough in the 89 on the throttle. Nate Stewart in the 13 on his outside. Stewart with a good run heading into turn number 1. Stewart's going to drop down to the bottom. Nate Stewart's now leading. The 51, Travis Elliott. Stage 1 the winner, stage 2 winner, running right here at the front. Down the backstretch. Kenneth McCullough giving a good little shunt to the 13 and Nate Stewart. We're in a drag race down into turn number 3. Side by side they go. Alex Green in the 15 had to make a pit stop. He's still got a shot at it. He's going to have to start making some moves as the white flag should be flying this time. Timing and scoring not able to keep up with everything. And the 13 and Nate Stewart holding on to the lead. Alex Green in the 15. He's working that third lane. He's got some help from the 116 of Mike Schultz. Do they have enough as there's a contact in the back? Cars going around, more contact, and now James Mayer's going to go around, and this is going to be a 4-car. No, now Alex Green tags the 51, and Nate Stewart in the 13 weathers it all. So does Alex Green. How did they all save it? Now Alex Green trying to make a move, and another car is going spinning, and Green, oh, he's going to get turned, and Kenneth McCullough is going to win it. Holy cow, what a finish that was.
Wow. Just, wow. Amazing at the end. Crazy racing to the checkered flag. Multiple wrecks. Wow.
We go on board with the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. Contact happening as he went into turn number 3. Kept his foot in it. Saved it. Alex Green in the 15 tucked in behind the 13 and Nate Stewart here. Everyone's going to scatter trying to make a move here. The 15 and the 13 get together, and Kenneth McCullough finds a way through. What a finish that was. As the 89, ooh, and the 51 comes and gives him a little congratulations. Gave him a nice tap on the bum there. Go team. So Kenneth McCullough wins the race here. And what could be a finish for, well, let's just, oh! A little more post-race activity there. Kenneth McCullough got drilled. Pops the engines. Guys, we're going to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Back here at Daytona International Super Speedway, your race winner, the 89 of Kenneth McCullough. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Kenneth, man, oh man, what a finish, huh?
Yeah, that was a crazy race, man. That was some good three-wide racing there.
Take us through the last green-white checkered there. I believe you started off about 4th or so. How did you make your way through that, all of that?
Yeah, man, be honest with you, I think I was holding my breath the last 2 laps, just waiting on the door there to open up.
Well, man, heck of a job out there getting the job done, coming away with the race win. That's definitely going to help as you get deeper into the season. Like to give any shout-outs, love, anything like that?
Yeah, to my teammates, Chris and David, giving me a help during the race.
All right, well, once again, heck of a job on the race win. We're going to throw it over to KR, who's with the 2nd place finisher, the 15 of Alex Green.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Alex Green, that 15 machine, looking a little worse for the wear, but you find a way to finish 2nd. You were the race leader when the 2nd attempt at a green-white checkered came out, and you had to pit, feeling like your race was maybe gone up in smoke, but you found a way to finish on the podium.
Yeah, that was a wild second start. I mean, it was I got more aggressive than I think I ever have there on that end. I wanted that one worse than anything. I think me and Travis made a little bit of contact. That seems to happen every single time the race is on the line. And all I can tell you is last thing I know is I was on Nate's rear and trying to figure out if I was gonna like try to do a bump and run or just push him, and then I was sideways. That's all I know from that.
A spectacular finish here. Fireworks, car parts, all kinds of stuff going on. Multiple crashes on the last lap, but not at the front until you guys cross the start-finish line. What's it like to cross the start-finish line backwards and sideways?
It seems to be the only way I can cross the start-finish line, so I don't really have anything to compare it to.
Well, that 15 machine, as we said, looking a little tore up. What were you seeing there on that last lap?
Last lap, I mean, everybody was ready. Everybody was waiting to go. You know, I had a really good push from Mike Schultz, and I pushed a 22 up there, and the outside line worked better tonight than it ever has. Got up there, and I mean, it was just everybody was out for themselves, so it really helped that I had somebody there to help push me to the end. I wish I could have made one more move.
Well, the 15 finishes second here in the Murica 250. Any shout outs or thank yous you need to give?
Yeah, absolutely. Start with the family side of things. I gotta thank my mom for watching my baby long enough for me to race. I gotta thank my stepdad. He's kind of been my driving force here, because every time I don't win, I hear about it the rest of the week. So was really trying to have him off my back this week. Of course, my wife. You know, it's couldn't do everything I do without her. And of course, I gotta thank GOP. Dan helped me all throughout that race. Vega and Cody had bad luck, and Rob couldn't make it tonight, but Forrest as well. Forrest had some bad luck. But GOP, it's the best team I could ask for, and of course I got to thank you guys for broadcasting. I got to thank everybody who comes out to one of our races. This league is something special, and I'm truly thankful to be a part of it.
All right, that is Alex Green finishing in second place here tonight with a torn up race car, but he got it done. And Dave, you caught up with our third place finisher, Nate Stewart.
Yeah, finally got up with the stage winner race. Nate Stewart, sorry about that here. Not able to seal the deal there. Looked like you almost were going to be able to get the race win as well. How was that last lap for you?
I just don't really have a lot of words right now. Coming to the last lap, I was in the lead, and I told Kent to just push me like there was no tomorrow, and he did a great job of pushing me, and I really appreciate the help, but I don't know, once it got down to like us 3 or 4, however many it was, coming to the tri-oval, I had the lead, and it looked like Alex just turned down into me, and it sucks to be leading when you enter the tri-oval and cross the start-finish line third on 2 wheels.
Yeah, I know it's a bad situation to be in. Been through it myself, but I mean, you got to keep your head up a little bit. You know, you got some points for that stage win. Still walking away with the top 3, so not a total loss. Still not where you want it to be, but I mean, all in all, pretty good finish for you guys out there tonight.
Yeah, I just wish I could have won because, like I said in my interview earlier, stuck back in 34th in points. This should put me around the top 25, hopefully, but it's winning you're in, and I was really hoping to win. That way I wouldn't have to try to struggle to grab any points, but we still got the rest of the regular season to go. All I can do is just hope for the best.
And for Bud, well, like to give any shout outs, any thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, like I said earlier, the sponsors, the United States Air Force, Exalta, the University of Kentucky, DJ Harris Designs, Mission 22, they're going to be on the car this week. You know, Mission 22 is a huge thing about preventing veteran suicide and stuff. You guys can look it up more on Google and stuff because I don't want to ramble on about it and waste even more time, but all the guys back at the shop with Suicide Shift Esports, we had a really fast car tonight, and I hate that we couldn't pull it off, but it's whatever. Thanks to Alex and the guys for putting on the league, and once again, thanks to you guys for broadcasting this league.
10-4, Bud. Well, we appreciate all the love, that's for sure. Heck of a job by all you guys out there on track there tonight. KR, what's your thoughts on tonight's race?
And tonight's race had fireworks on the track and off the track. It was a spectacular showing for the Murica 250. All the beautiful paint schemes we saw out here, a beautiful sunset here at Daytona. What a great race we saw. Spectacular finish with Kenneth McCullough finding a way through the race carnage, pulling off the race win. Dave, it was great from start to finish. What do you think?
I was entertained the whole time up here in the booth with you. I mean, there was some great side-by-side race action going on. A little bit more cautions this week than last week, but you know, as noted, this is super speedway racing and things happen in a hurry, and they happened in a hurry an awful lot tonight.
That they did. Nothing left but to go through our results for tonight. Kenneth McCullough pulls off the race win. Alex Green finishing second. Backwards at the start finish line, Nate Stewart said he was on two wheels when he crossed it. He's going to end up third. Travis Elliott in the 51 will be fourth. David McCullough finishing second. Jacob Sayers in the 39 sixth. Seventh going to Tristan Walker. Eighth, Eric Carline. Cody Eldred ninth. 10th, Chris McCullough. 11th going to Derek Conley. 12th, Mike Schultz. James Mayer 13th. 14th, Cody Levitt. Rod Flaggen 15th. Don McCarrick 16th. 17th, Anthony English. Doug Rice will be 18th. 19th, Josh Milam. 20th will be David Booth. 21st, Les Levy. Daniel Harrington will be 22nd. 23rd, Mark Mann. Mark Vega 24th. Chase Swery in 25th. 26th going to Scott Bellum. David Overstreet in 27th. 28th, Cody Ober. And Forrest Sparks will finish in 29th spot here tonight. Guys, that is going to do it for us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. Big shout out and thank you to Dave Worrell for joining me. And guys, we will see you next time.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.